Good morning, Tony.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good, good. You've shared with me that you're an owner of a Nissan Leaf purchased in 2017. Let's start at the beginning.
Okay. Well, the reason I own a Leaf is because of you guys. You had a great promotion, and we got this flyer in the mail that said, $10,000 off of a vehicle. You don't always see that. I mean, you see little $500 or $200, but not $10,000. That was sort of an eye-opener. So we explored it, and we found out that yes, you and Memwick offered the $10,000 off, plus with a federal tax credit of $7,500, the state tax credit of $2,500, and a dealer discount of something around $2,000. We could buy this Leaf for about 50% of the list price. This is sort of a no-brainer. This is a good deal. And that's how we got, and then we drove it and we loved it. I mean, electric vehicles give you a very quiet ride and incredibly efficient. So we became electric car owners.
And so now that you have a year of actual driving experience here in Marblehead, what do you think?
Well, we love it. We love it. I mean, I think an electric vehicle is perfect for a second car, especially. I read someplace, 95 or 96% of driving is done locally. We have a range of about 140, 150 miles in the Leaf, and we drive to Salem or to Boston or down to Providence or up to Portsmouth, down to the South Shore. You can do it on one charge. And it's very efficient, very quiet. We have no complaints. I mean, the pickup of this vehicle is like a little rocket. I mean, I've beaten little BMWs off the line. Not at top speed, but not very. I don't make that a habit. But it's a very efficient car, very easy to drive, and very quiet as well.
Great. So where in your house did you install your free charge point charger?
Well, this was the second deal you offered, and I know you're offering it now as well. And I think you can see it behind us, this charge point charger. We put it right under our deck, right by, so we have a little gas station at home, a little power station. Cool. So we got the charger for free. I think the electrician, we paid the electrician, it was very reasonable, but it's tied in, so it's Wi-Fi. And so we can charge when energy is low at non-peak hours. So we charge the car every night, if need be, at 11 o'clock. And we're getting 600 miles, so we drive the car 600 miles so per month. It costs us about $12 a month.
Wow.
So for the price of maybe 3 gallons of gasoline, we get 600 miles in this car, which is pretty efficient.
And by using our smart charging program, you're keeping electric rates low for everybody.
I hope so.
Yeah,
so we're not charging that right at high peak hours, right?
So let me ask you, the full experience here. Did you use your Leaf last winter? And what were those winter experiences like?
It's a good question, and people always ask me that. This car really goes well in snow because it's a heavy vehicle. This weighs more than my CRV. There's a battery pack underneath, so it has a low center of gravity. We never had a problem. I mean, it really goes well in snow. The issue with electric vehicles, and this is what you have to understand, is that the energy use of electric vehicles is just the opposite of gas-powered cars. So at high speed, you're using more electricity. At low speed, you use much, much less. And in the winter as well, because of the cold, the battery output is a little lower. You get about 10% less output in the wintertime than in the summertime. But nothing major, and something you can get used to.
Right. So now this electric vehicle is the second, you consider it the second vehicle.
Right.
So can you talk about this notion of range anxiety?
Yeah, I know.
Do you have that here in Marblehead?
Not in Marblehead, but if I want to drive to New York, or if I want to drive this car across the country, which we haven't. We've driven it only locally. But I know people who have driven their electric cars. There are lots of charge stations along the way. Actually, this Leaf has a software program on the dashboard. All you do is hit charge station. It'll tell you where all the local charge stations are and how to get there with a map program. So about that range anxiety, it's very real, but I think you can get used to it very easily.
That's great. Good advice.
Okay.
Any final comments or advice for your fellow Marblehead residents?
Well, I think for Marblehead, and I know you and I have spoken, there was something like, 20,000 vehicles in Marblehead? I think people should think about how they use their cars. If you're driving your car primarily locally, electric is the way to go, man. It's much less expensive. When I'm bringing this car in for my 6,000 mile check, they're going to rotate the tires. That's all they do. This car has no spark plugs. It has no oil changes. It has no. I mean, you look under the car; it's one solid piece of material. So the upkeep is much less. I would, and there's so many vehicles now with much higher range as well. The Chevy Bolt has a range of twice as far as this, and I know you have a deal on that now. So I would suggest, keep it in the mix. Think about it, and I think that Marblehead could really have a much easier imprint on the earth if we had more electric cars.
Exactly right. Well, Anthony, thank you for your time today. We really do appreciate it.
It's great to see you, Joe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's it here from the Farmers Market in Marblehead, Mass.